off your shoes, 'cause I'm about to get by. Oh, hold on soon. That's if you wanted me to be with you. And anytime you're looking right for a moment, oh, he doesn't need you. Anytime a moment passes by, a moment by surprise, you and I, 'cause I don't need a faith in me. Life will be hell to wait for me. I think I need heaven. There is no heaven. Well, my four-leaf clover says it's all over when you break me out of. Let it